everyone, I'm Alex and I'm the hands behind Lovecraft Crochet. My plushies are for the anxious, depressed, autistic, and neurodivergent. Small enough to travel in a purse, backpack, diaper bag, or even your pocket. You can check out my Facebook page or TikTok to see what patterns are available and stay tuned for the new ones coming out. I also make hats, scarves, blankets, and dice bags for the tabletop gamer or dice goblin in your life. Feel free to order through the page, TikTok DMs, or via email at love.craft.crochet@gmail.com. Now, on to the segment.
Due to the graphic and disturbing nature of the crimes discussed, listener discretion is advised.
I'm not singing.
Do it.
No.
Do it.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
I'm actually going to do the joke I just made while we were...
Dude.
We open off Mythic 15 Minutes so nicely. And Sam, hello. Welcome to Mythic 15 Minutes, where we cover folklore in 15 minutes or less. You know what Sam opens Killing 15 Minute scripts with? Welcome to Duloc, such a perfect town. Here we have some rules, let us lay them down. As if we're not about to cover a fucking murder. I know this one's a murder because you actually call it The Murder of Deborah Jackson.
Huh.
Why are you hawing like this is a revelation to you?
It is, because I wrote those almost 6 months ago.
So this is Killing 15 Minutes. We are your true crime quickie podcast, where we are more humorous than serious. I am AJ Carey, and I am reading a script by my wonderfully manic, slightly Hemingway-ish sister. And not Hemingway in the popular sense.
I at least knew he was in Cuba.
At the time of the writing, she is listening to DreamWorks catalog on YouTube. Why?
I needed something different.
And what the fuck is with these annotations? On October 31st, 1979, what did you do?
Oh.
I know what you did.
I never fixed that.
No, you didn't turn it into a script.
I never reformatted. I apologize.
On October 31st, 1979, a body was discovered by construction workers in a culvert beneath Interstate 35 in Georgetown, Texas. Wearing bright orange knee-high socks, they gave her the nickname of Orange Socks. That's very original.
Texas.
She also had an oval silver ring. Do you mean opal silver ring?
No, it was oval. It was a silver ring with an oval on it.
Oh, I was picturing a ring that was oval, not circular. That's why I was very confused for a second.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. It's a ring with an oval at the top.
She was naked, so sexual assault did happen. Wow, you just said that fucking... She was naked, so sexual assault was assumed. Sister.
They did turn that assumption into fact.
And she died from manual strangulation. Reminder, manual strangulation is when you use your own hands.
Unlike automatic strangulation.
Yes. Just like automatic transitions, everyone should always know how to do it manually.
I never reread it.
From 1979, she had died days to weeks before her body was found. The theory was that she was dropped from the overpass into the culvert. Police suspected a connection with several other murders that had occurred along the same highway in Travis County, Texas. I'm assuming Georgetown is in Travis County?
Yeah.
Why do you make that seem like a... Yeah, obviously.
Well, I forget Texas really has more, more county-based law enforcement, unlike where here in central New York or every town has their own law enforcement.
Well, not every town.
Whitesboro does. New
That's
Hartford
because
does.
those are major metropolitan.
No, they're not.
Stittsville didn't. HP doesn't.
But Trenton does,
Because Trenton covers several different towns.
including HP.
I'm pointing
Anyways,
out that
so
investigators collected evidence that they could. Her fingerprints, dental images, and her belongings were all logged. Remember, this is the end of the 70s into the 80s. Her fingerprints were added to the national database. No matches, no names, no leads. The case went cold. The 80s and 90s saw no change on the databases for her fingerprints, nor her dental records. Biological evidence was not used yet due to the restraints of technology at the time, and they did not want to lose the evidence. In the early 2000s, however, DNA profiling was becoming possible with smaller samples than before. At that time, it was the short tandem repeat, or STR, DNA profiling. These are short sequences of DNA, usually 2 to 6 base pairs long, that repeat over and over at specific locations in your genome. A DNA profile was added to CODIS, and no match was found. In 2016, investigators started working with forensic genealogists to trace the poor Jane Doe to her family. Genealogists built a family tree using the DNA and were able to locate a distant cousin and narrow it down to a single family, using traditional research to find out who it possibly could be. In 2018, Jane Doe was found out to be Deborah Sue Jackson. She was a transient who lost touch with her family during her travels. Without knowing where she started from, who she was, and what she was doing, there is no idea who could have been possibly the killer. Her case is currently open and accepting tips, hoping to find her murderer. There is one suspect, though. Jesus Christ, gonna just pull this out at the end? Henry Lee Lucas. Lucas claimed to have killed dozens of women in Texas. Lucas, however, was a serial confessor, and there has been no evidence ever linked to him and Debra.
He was a serial confessor. He's confessed to over 300 murders.
Neat.
One day we'll do Mr. Harry Lee Lucas, but he's not on my top 10 list because he liked children, and you know how I am about that.
No, I totally understand. However, Sissy, and I don't mean to dissuade against Deborah Sue Jackson in any way when I say this. What was the point of that story?
Genealogy.
Okay, so you want to talk about forensic genealogists?
It's the only thing we got really that did at least get her a name. How many Jane Does, John Does, or whatever they're making whatever Doe.
Okay.
Okay. Why can't we give them back their face, their name? It's kind of like Bones, where she would make it where Angela gave the Bones a face.
I get what you're saying,
but
so what is a forensic genealogist?
All right, forensic genealogist basically starts off with a family member. Let's go. Technically, Mom and Aunt Lou are forensic genealogists. The only difference is that you didn't start with a point based on DNA. They started at a point of a person.
Yes, that is regular genealogy. Yes.
So the forensic one is where you're following the DNA.
Okay, so
but you get to a point where the DNA got them to the fourth cousin.
A distant cousin, right?
Fourth cousin. So let's say our cousin Pam. She is Walt's brother, okay? Her father is Walt's brother. So she's like a third cousin or some shit like that. Okay? Pam shows up on as a relative of ours. Okay, now they go from Pam, who
now just straight up genealogy
into
we know this person is distantly related, almost playing, and again in a weird way, mind sweeping it.
Yes.
where it is essentially, we know the bomb is 4 blocks away.
Right.
Kind of a thing. Okay, so where in her pool can we get closer,
or
that
further away, yeah.
Okay. Neat.
I actually think it's really cool. It might be something we discuss when I do Gary Ridgway. No, Gary Ridgway is the Green River Killer. We didn't use DNA. We did use DNA, but not
We also got like 3 of those episodes coming up in November.
Yes.
October. Because it's 3 Ridgway and then a DeFeo.
Yes. So we'll get to him. But East Area Rapist. The Golden State Killer, him. They found him because he was actually started off as a rapist before he became a killer.
Right.
So
they had his DNA and then were able to link it through
break it down into
23andMe and all that stuff.
Gen Match, actually, but yes.
Okay.
23andMe. They went bankrupt.
Oh, sorry, Ancestry.com, whatever the hell, one of those.
Oh yeah, no, I agree. Mom wants us to do it, but I'm waiting until Dad dies.
So we don't find out about the Japanese kid?
Not just the Japanese kid. I'm pretty sure there's a couple of others.
I'm worried about my seed throughout the years.
As I said, too. Great. All right.
Hey, great. I have 12 kids I didn't know about. Not that I grew up in the same fucking area. I never leave the fucking county.
Anyway. All right. But that's basically it. She was able to get her name back, and I thought that was really good.
That is phenomenal. It reminds me of this documentary I just watched on. I don't know where I watch documentaries anymore. It was about a woman who was killed. I think it was like the girl in the picture, or something like that. It's really cool. It's insane. I'll talk to you more about it when I remember everything more about it.
Okay. But, yeah, that's basically it. The forensic genealogy and getting her name back. And I think, you may not be able to find who killed her, but giving her name back and giving her back to her family is way more important in the end for me. Because after, 50 some odd years.
I get what you mean.
I'm sorry, I just started mathing there and my brain just
That's
really
okay.
Sorry. So, anyways, almost 50 years ago, the odds of her murderer being found are slim.
Right.
But her being able to go back to her family and having her be reunited in a way, I think is more important than catching her killer after so many years.
Completely understandable.
Okay.
But with that, I think we'll wrap up today's episode. Please watch all the other shows. Yell at Sam on social media. I never look at the social media.
You're the only one with the Twitter handles.
And also watch us on YouTube. Please check out
too.
Peep the Patreon for stuff and things. You know how social media works now. You know how this is supposed to work. Otherwise, watch the other shows. I'm AJ Carey.
I'm Sam Rossi.
Later, y'all.
Keep on carrying on.
C-A-R-E-Y. Because
Carry On Productions.